What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, we are not in Florida anymore, and thank God for that. Actually, I feel bad for saying that for those that live in Florida, but you know how hot it is. It is a sunny, beautiful 64 degrees. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I just dropped off my daughter at school, and I reached out to my buddy, and it's 81. And I just don't miss that at all. But anyway, from traveling from Florida to here, the car got really dirty. And we're just gonna kind of, give it a wash, clean it up, and kind of talk about the plan for the car. Obviously, if you saw my last video, we have the turbo kit. We've had it for quite a bit. The timing was not in my favor because with moving and selling and getting the house prepped up, I didn't want the garage a mess, and then shipping it up here if the car wasn't ready to work on it and parts and tuning and so we're here. We're just west of Atlanta, so we're not, we're kind of north but not in the mountains. We're in the sticks. It's time to clean this thing up, and I figured I can bring you guys along and you can kind of hang out as we do like a quick wash and talk video. Gonna kind of mist it down. Wanna clean the wheels first, and then we'll go and just give it a quick wash. Nothing crazy. I've been driving it down these roads. I didn't drive this car a whole lot on the street. In Florida, it was hot. This car doesn't make any power. The roads are pretty flat, straight for the most part in Florida, but here, I'll show you a clip here in a minute, just the elevation of my driveway. The roads here, man, they're windy, bunch of curves, no traffic, and I've actually been driving this thing quite a bit, and it kind of made me enjoy and appreciate small, lightweight, low power car. It's going through the turns and stuff. This is what this car is meant for. For those that have it, these things are they're not exciting flooring it and going straight. Going around the corners, that's a different scenario. But we're gonna get this thing cleaned up. Let me go turn on my pressure washer and just enjoy me washing this car. I'm sure it's gonna get pretty loud, but I just wanna kind of quickly show you. All I've done was use the graphene on this car. I haven't washed it in, gosh, forever. We traveled from a different state. It's been parked outside and it still beads up water. Again, this is just the Adams graphene. I haven't even washed the car yet. I'm just kind of hosing it down. This wheel offers so much clearance, but man, with this big rotor, I believe it's 355 millimeter. It doesn't allow me to really get in there much, but for the most part, I've already pulled out all the rubber sitting in all the spokes and the barrel of the rim. Just want to mainly get the brake dust out. I've been driving it everywhere with the Hoosiers on it. I actually still have my RPF 1s sitting on the tire rack on the trailer. It still gets hot in Georgia, though, I will say that. The humidity is nowhere near as bad as Florida. We still see the 90s. A couple hours out of the day, but man, morning time, nighttime, I love it. All right, well, now that the wheels are cleaned, we'll finish them up when whenever we dry the car, get in there with the rag. But so my last trip to Sebring, I didn't go. We went with Jose and my father-in-law at the S2000, and had a good time. But my father-in-law lost somehow the upper control arm. There's two bolts because it's a like a double wishbone suspension, and he lost one of the bolts that holds the upper control arm. And at roughly halfway heading into 17, so that long back straightaway at Sebring, he lost that bolt, and it took him off track. Lucky for him, it was just a big field out there. I mean, 100 mile an hour and you lose some of your steering, it gets really scary. And so it got me thinking, man, I should probably go and just check and re-torque everything to make sure we're good. I was driving this thing the other day, and I'm looking at like the chassis mounted splitter for like the intercooler and stuff to make sure the piping's gonna fit. And I'm like, oh man, it looks like one of the oil fittings or the oil pressure, the sensor was a little wet. And it got me thinking, man, I need a guy and I kind of have to go and check all this stuff, man. I lose that little oil fitting and there goes all my oil pressure all over my wheels, tires, on track or wherever. It can get dangerous. So just kind of made me realize, like, man, I've tracked this thing quite a bit, and I do the basic, you know, brakes, make sure the wheels are torqued, suspension, nothing's making any noises. But like, man, I haven't checked a bunch of stuff that really I haven't really messed with, but I should just go ahead and look at. I mean, I redid all the arms and stuff in the back, upper lower control arms, trailing arm, toe arms. Like, be nice to put this on an alignment rack, which I probably will do before we go back to any track. I'm hoping to hit Road Atlanta sometime next month. I would love to get a baseline before the turbo and then go back with the turbo to see where we're at. No complaints, you know, so far anyway. I don't know how much, I mean, I imagine you guys follow Austin. I think his name is Chris with the turbocharged GRs, same turbo kit. Running, Austin was like over 600 wheel. Chris was like upper fives, I believe, mid to upper fives. And yeah, they both got massive holes in their block. And it sucks to see because, man, it's expensive and these cars are a joy. But man, you're pushing, I mean, these things make factory at the wheels, let's just call it 200 horsepower. I mean, I made with the header, full exhaust. I think that's when I got the tune, header, over pipe, front pipe, full exhaust. I made 210. 208. I made 208 with a header, you know, full exhaust. So let's just say, for easy numbers, 200 horsepower. I mean, doubling it is 400, tripling it is 6. I mean, you tripled the factory rated horsepower of these cars. I didn't think it was gonna last long, but you know, he's had 11,000 miles. Obviously, his plans were to swap the motor, but this car will never, ever, ever see that much power, especially now after seeing them both window the block. We're still sitting, hopefully, definitely I'm not gonna go over 400. I like to be around 350, which is an extra 125 wheel horsepower. over stock, which is, it's gonna take, you know, it's definitely gonna wake the car up. It's gonna feel like a completely different animal, and you know, it's light. I want to work with the Aero, try to flatten it out a little bit more, play with the splitter, put some tunnels in there, and bigger hood vent and fender vents and stuff like that, and go faster with just, you know, more seat time, more Aero, not just more power, more power, more power. It's fun until you blow it up, and then you're, you know, I don't know what a long block for these things is, what, 7 grand? Short blocks like 2,500 bucks, I think. I wouldn't do that. I would just wait for IAG or someone to just build the motor, drop it in, and then play with it some more. But you know, let me have some fun with it at 350 first. I know you guys are like, where's your wrench bucket? This thing's all beat to hell from the track. There's so much rubber, and the front bumper's pitted, and the sides are all jacked up, you know. I'm just knocking a little bit of the dust off. Some of the bugs off the windshield and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I want to put some tunnels on the splitter, probably do a nicer lip, get rid of that air dam. Probably go with maybe a 6-inch plus splitter, maybe a little bit more. Talking with a couple companies, I really don't want to say the names because some people will say, you know, adding a rear diffuser helps, and I'm sure it does, but it doesn't help a whole lot if you don't have a flat floor, from what I'm being told. And I've seen some other people kind of do the same thing, and they say the same. You know, if you had a completely flat floor, then yeah, that rear diffuser will do something. You're better off just doing what I've done and just cut the rear bumper to reduce the drag. Now, because I've fallen in love with the Aero and what it can do to a car, I'm gonna try to flatten the floor as much as I can with the Veer stuff. I'd like to build a badass rear diffuser just because it looks so cool. And if the floor was flat, it you know, help with the downforce and reducing drag and stuff like that. So that's kind of my plans. Get the side skirt extensions so we don't disrupt the airflow and stuff. Trying to go underneath the car. I want to get like I said earlier, fender vents, right? Because as our tires are spinning and rotating, that air's got to go somewhere, and it's pushing up on the fenders, creating lift. And you don't want that. So I want to do some fender vents for it. Maybe a fender garnish here. Replace this. Plus you'd be able to see the tire more. I might even go, I'm thinking about it, but man, it's just like more and more and more and more money. I want to go with like a 10.5-inch wheel, 18 by 10.5, and run like a 285 tire from this. I mean, this is a Hoosier. It says 225, but it's on a 9.5-inch wheel. It's a little bit of stretch, but if I can run a 45 or a 75 Hoosier, and I'll have to look into that some more. Again, just for more mechanical grip at the slow speeds where, you know, the stiff springs and all the air really doesn't help the car because there's not enough airflow. So I want a little bit more mechanical grip, more aero, and again, the extra 100+ horsepower. The turbo kit's gonna add some weight. I definitely want to cage it. Different driver seat, Hans, some harnesses and stuff. And I don't know, just have fun. It's really what this purpose of this build was. I don't know. It'd be cool to do some like GTA stuff here in Atlanta since I'm really close to it. And just see what we could do. All right, I actually went around the car twice. Wish you could see from my angle the water kind of going around this tire. I don't even know if you can hear me, but or how it's gonna even show up on camera. But just the water or the mist kind of going around the tire. It's kind of cool to see. Also, for the splitter, we're gonna reshape it, and I want to put, I believe they're called end plates for it. Again, we're just experimenting here, just to gonna add some more support, some splitter rods, because from what I hear, man, those tunnels really create some downforce. So reshaping the splitter, again, we're gonna go a little bit longer on it. This is a 4-inch. We're gonna get rid of this hokey pokey air dam that I made, but it works for a nice lip to kind of reduce some of that drag, that high pressure on top. Also, with the new turbo kit, I gotta figure out where I'm gonna place the oil cooler. I'm gonna be doing a bunch of ducting. Again, man, cooling. If I wanna have fun, this thing's gotta stay cool. I'm thinking I probably won't see 20-30 minutes out on track, but do a nice warm up, get the tires and oil up the temp, brakes, a flyer or two, cool down a lap, and then, you know, do a hot lap and play like that instead of constantly flooring it the whole time. You know, until we get used to things. Or really, until I know the car can take the abuse. I can already read the comments. But Rob, don't you know it's a Subaru? These things can't take boost. Just enjoy it the way it is. I guess it depends on who you talk to. And we really don't know what these things can take. At least boost it on track anyway. And it's probably because everyone's smart enough not to boost them. But I don't know. Like I said, Austin made 600, 3 times the factory power. I mean, come on, how much do the rods cost from Subaru to build this motor? Like $2-3 bucks, you know what I mean? I believe he was making 18 pounds of boost. His turbo was bigger than the one that I'm running. But you know, we're gonna start with 7 pounds. At least that's the wastegate spring. And we're gonna go from there. Again, we're not trying to go fast with a bunch of power, but I feel I'm at the point where I'm really not going any faster. And you know, I want something new, something exciting. I'm so far into the car now, one, I ain't gonna get the money out of it. It's kind of hacked up. I don't got the factory interior. Most factory parts, because when I moved, especially with my smaller garage, I don't really know where to put all this stuff, and I'm like, why am I saving it? I don't know, just a hoarder, I guess. But anyway, so, you know, we'll see what 7 pounds does. Obviously, it's gonna help the car accelerate quite a bit faster. I mean, what's that? We're looking at, gosh, 50% more horsepower over stock. It's good for me. Again, the aero, you know, I can go faster with more aero. go faster with wider tires, stickier tires, more seat time. You know, there's a bunch of ways we can do it. You know, Road Atlanta, it's kind of I've been to Road Atlanta one time. I did my Skip Barber training there. And I was like, gosh, 7 years ago now? It's been a while. I think it's turn 12, boy, going downhill. That takes some getting used to. And it's not that it's bad, it's just there's really doesn't leave you much room for error. And I know a few guys that have wrecked on that corner. You know, if it just had more runway, more real estate, if you were to make a mistake, you don't hit the wall, then we would push it and go faster through there. And you know, I try to drive as close as I feel to the limit with safety, you know, at least for what I'm doing, these track day stuff. I want to go fast, but I don't want to wreck the car at the same time because, well, now I can't drive. And if I wreck it really bad, well, who knows the shape I'll be in without a cage and a Hans. You know, yeah, I got airbags. I don't know if they're gonna work because of these seats. I got the airbag light on, so. I got kids, I wanna come home, I wanna enjoy life. So we're gonna go faster, but we're also gonna add in the safety, and the cage is gonna add weight. Turbo kit's gonna add weight. You know, I probably won't feel it much, especially, you know, making more power. In the aero, if you ever had a car with no aero and then you add it, you can just tell the car already feels heavy. It just feels like someone's pushing the top of your car down into the ground. Your steering gets heavy from what I can tell. So I mean, it is what it is. Pick your poison, you know. We're gonna have to add some weight to go faster and be safer, and that's just the name of the game. Or either that, or just don't drive it to the limit, play it real safe, you know, and how fast you're gonna go doing that. Looks like it's starting to get a little overcast. I'll take it because I'm drying the car off now. Don't gotta deal with the sun, man, it feels so nice. So that's really it. Moved up to Georgia for a business opportunity, which I'm sure in a later video we will talk more about that once everything's finalized, Lord willing. My wife loves it up here. I just got to convince her that we don't need cows and pigs and ducks and, you know, which, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind having all that stuff, but I don't want to take care of ducks and donkeys and cows, and, you know, I'm good with the dog. You know, we feed deer every day. They're everywhere, which is neat, but at the same time, a little scary because I definitely don't want to hit one because I know they will do some damage. What else? The hiking, you know, waterfalls, just stuff like that. Just going out on an adventure. Life's too short to just sit in one area, you know. I wish I would have made the move sooner. It is a lot though to just move away from, gosh, I've lived in Florida my whole life. Same with my wife, her family, my family, and now we're up here, just us. But we love it. I can't wait another month or so, the leaves will start changing. I've been taking pictures of a bunch of the trees on the property. Like, all right, what color is this gonna turn in the wintertime? Or here coming up, and a lot of them are orange, red. Like to see some yellow ones. I think we're pretty much done here. I appreciate if you made it this far. God bless your heart. I appreciate it. We will And I'll take this around the block so the brakes don't get so rusty, and put it up. But anyway, I appreciate you guys tagging along, hanging out with me, checking out the new place. I'll give you a better tour once I have the garage somewhat cleaned out. It's just me and my wife, so we can't lift certain items upstairs. But stay tuned. This car is gonna be, gosh, I wanna say hurting some feelings. I just hope it doesn't hurt my feelings. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.